Hello students, in the last lecture we have learned about natural resource land, formation of land and different layers of soil. Hope you all understood whatever we have learned up till now, right? Now today we'll learn about the process of soil formation, humus, crude oil and institutes at work. So let's start with the process of formation of soil. The soil on the land is formed by a natural process. The abiotic components of soil, abiotic components means the non-living things from the soil, are supplied through the weathering of the bedrocks. Now here weathering of the bedrocks means as the season changes, the rocks gets disintegrated and soil is formed. Due to heat, cold and water of the sun, wind and rain respectively, the bedrocks breaks down into pieces. Stones, sand and soil are formed from these pieces. Microbes, worms and insects are found among them. Rodents like mice and rats are also found here. The roots of trees growing on the land also help weathering of rocks. Now all this helps in breaking the rocks down and forming soil. The process of soil formation is slow and continuous. It takes about 1,000 years for a 2.5 cm thick layer of mature soil to form. Students, as we know, land is a very important natural resource. And just now we have learned also that soil formation is a slow and continuous process. For preparation of 2.5 cm thick layer of mature soil, it takes about 1,000 years. But this soil can get destroyed in a short period due to floods, storms and human activities such as mining. Here, mining means deep hole underground to obtain coal, minerals, etc. That is why it is necessary to conserve soil. Conserve means to protect the soil and to prevent erosion of land. Here, erosion means the wearing away of rocks. The best remedy for this is to increase the green cover of the land. That is, we have to plant more and more trees on the land. Erosion of land is reduced if grass, trees and bushes are grown in it, because the grass, trees, bushes hold the soil together and do not get the soil erode or washed away due to the floods or blown away by the wind. You know students, humus is the layer formed on soil due to the decomposition of dead plants and animals by microbes. Microbes means microorganisms which are present in the soil. So when the dead plants and animals goes into the soil, these microbes eats to them and break down these bodies of plants and animals. So all the nutrients from these plants and animals mixes with the soil. So in this way, humus supplies nutrients to the soil. Humus is also important for aerating the soil and for holding water in the soil. Aerating the soil means to fill with air or gas. The proportion of humus in the upper layer of good fertile soil is about 33% to 50%. Now students, let's learn how crude oil, that is petrol, diesel and natural gas was formed. Forests on land got buried underground due to the great upheavals. Upheavals means lot of changes took place on the earth many ages ago. After that, the process of formation of fossil fuels from the remains of living things took place underground. It means that all the living things that were buried, that is the animals, plants that were buried, started decomposing and thus the fossil fuel started the formation. We get fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin and other useful materials like tar and wax from the fossil fuel called crude oil. Now understood students how crude oil form? Okay, now let's move forward. Living things use land, water, air available on earth and so does man. However, The proportion of these resources that are actually put to use are very small as compared to the whole earth. Means our earth is so huge and is full of with natural resources. And whatever we are using is a very small quantity. Now look at the alongside table. The table shows that land is 29%, potable water, that is fresh water, is 0.3% and oxygen is 21%. But even in these small proportions, the resources shown in the table are sufficient for all living things. Only it is very necessary for man to control his greed. In other words, he must use these resources judiciously. Judiciously means wisely, with the awareness that they are meant for all the other living things and not just for mankind. So only man can't use all these things. It should be available for all the living things, that is for plants, animals, insects, microorganisms, etc. Only then our earth will be able to sustain. Now let's see institutes at work. Indian Meteorological Department, that is IMD, was established in 1875 for studying the weather in the Indian subcontinent. The main function of this institute is to observe the weather and to make weather forecasts. That is to predict the weather. What could be the weather tomorrow? Whether it would be hot or it would be rain or whether it would be cloudy. So this is the main function of this institute. Okay. This institute also conducts research related to changes in weather, makes forecast about rains and studies the developments related to global warming. Okay, hope you all understood, students. Now students, here we have completed our first lesson. Now let's revise what we have learned in this lesson. The elements available in nature which fulfill the basic needs of living things are called natural resources. Air, water and land are important natural resources. Soil has both biotic and abiotic constituents. There are many constituents of air such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, inert gases, water vapor and dust particles. The ozone layer is a protective shell of the earth. Natural resources should be used carefully and sparingly. So students, here we have completed our whole lesson. In the next lecture, we'll discuss about the exercise which has given on the textbook page number 8. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you everyone.